Hi, my name is Krisha, and I'd like to first thank the committee for listening to the speech. I'm going to give a proposition reply on the last speech on technology that eliminates negative emotion. Quickly to summarize this round proposition, the proposition substantives were first on autonomy, that people should have the choice to choose this drug. Second, on liberation of negative emotions, it helps people with mental health issues live happier lives. Third, on increased productivity and stability, saves lives of people who are chronically suffering through stability and reduces conflict. On opposition, the first substantive is on devaluing happiness, on how without sadness you can't feel happiness and it's not okay to commodify emotion. Second, on harming relationships, without feeling negative emotions or empathy you cannot show up for the people you love. And third, on normalization of societal suppression, because even if not everyone opts into this technology, it creates a culture where everyone feels a need to suppress their emotions, creating artificial happiness. Okay, this will be a 4-minute reply speech on proposition. Grief, heartbreak, and despair. We're told that these feelings are what makes us human, that it's normal. But the reality is that these are often debilitating experiences. Millions lose their will to live because of emotions they cannot control. Which is why on side proposition, given the choice to stop all of this pain and suffering, we would always at least give the choice to people. Which is why we're so proud to propose a motion. This House prefers a world where humans can opt into a technology that eliminates their ability to feel negative emotions. In this speech, let's just do a two-world analysis, first characterizing the opposition world before moving on to side proposition to tell you why you are always going to be voting on the side proposition. So then what does the opposition world look like? First, we think the government inherently takes away a people's choice or autonomy because they have no choice when you eliminate their ability to even opt into this technology. You're not even giving people the choice to opt into a life-changing piece of technology, hurting more in the long run. We always thought that you prefer autonomy on a principled level and that the government has no right to deny this from people. But second, we think right now in society, as it becomes more isolationist, more negative emotions just lead to people becoming more selfish or just even more conflict. We think in the long term what this looks like is a decrease in empathy, worse relationships with others, and more conflict when you allow these negative emotions to run rampant in society today. Thirdly, though, we think that people with mental health continue to suffer on side opposition. They continue to have debilitating depression, where they can't even get out of bed every day, or be dependent on harmful drugs like antidepressants, which is why we always thought given the choice we would help these people. So then what does the proposition world look like? One, we think it's important to clarify that people can still understand these emotions like grief, just not feel them. But second, and the main place that you're voting here is on autonomy, because we inherently allow people the choice to opt in and therefore also opt out of this technology, and we thought that was always key because it was always their choice. But then, we always thought that relationships improve on our world because you could still be empathetic without physically feeling a negative emotion. You can still be compassionate or sympathetic, and you can still appreciate others more when you at least don't have this debilitating sadness affecting everything you do and clouding your relationships. We always thought that without these negative emotions, you become less selfish and are able to actually connect with others. But then third, we always thought that on-side proposition we save lives. We save the people who are at risk of harming themselves because of the negative emotions that they feel, and we allow people with debilitating mental health conditions to actually live a stable life. We always thought that when doctors were the ones prescribing this technology or actively working with patients to give this out, we always thought that was a safer alternative that still allows people the choice of feeling happy when they haven't when they don't feel that way in their lives. But then we always thought that that even if this was a minority of people who are at risk of themselves or harming themselves, that was enough to make you vote side proposition. Because we believe that this technology would be life-saving, but at least that people would also have the choice to opt in. at the point where patients have the autonomy to help themselves, we save lives, and doctors are able to guide patients onto this technology and off of this technology. We always thought side proposition saved the most lives, and therefore is a side that you're always going to be voting on. Thank you.